Sorry, started the recording for the YouTube uploads. We're back. Hope you've all been enjoying the March Caprice Final Mix uploads. They're work. Livid, absolutely pissed off about Tron Ares. Horrendous. Birkin hair, very, very cool. And I do want to like do so much more like gothy brands like this, right? Like I said, ooh, you know what I said? Let's do like a little bit of window shopping since we're in a makeup like mood. I want to rant and I want to rave about, because I said, oh, if you do skincare into your makeup things, I am there instantly. And what is it? It's a rituel de fille. This is like a kind of a gothy kind of company too, and oh my god, all of their stuff looks so cool. I'm gonna get so much of this. Cause what am I doing? Why is this? Why do the ride? This is not. Oh. Reject. This is my second account. Listen. This looks just like they have such cool, like, where is the, I want to get their, because I was complaining about my concealer and how my concealer, right? Fuck the e.l.f. camo concealer. They suck. And that's the only one that I have right now. So like their concealer, where is the concealer? The Soft Sorcery Weightless Serum Concealer. To put a serum in the concealer. Whew. This is the one that I want to get so bad next. How much are these? $29. That is pretty steep for a concealer. But like if they say it's like weightless, right? That's what they said in all their marketing. And look at all the sparkles on it and everything. This is something that I really want to get and I want to try. Right? And they do, ooh.
I'm so.
Whoops.
This is the Ritual Soft Sorcery Weightless Serum Concealer in
Ooh.
shade 126. What I like about this concealer is its high coverage. It has a thick texture that blends incredibly easily and doesn't feel heavy on the skin.
Right? The not feeling heavy, that's like, The foundation brand I've been using for like the past 5 years changed formulas, and I'm so mad. It feels like I'm paste on my face. Stupid, dumb. Why does everybody like change their formulas too? That's what I don't get. But like, if you are like saying like, ooh, weightless, ooh, serum. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's gotta just be late stage capitalism. It's gotta be everybody looking for the next cheapest product to just suck more out of you. God damn, I hate being here. You know what I mean? Just stupid. Just dumb. I hate living in like the dumb place. Except for Rituel de Fille, it just looks like such a cool brand. I want to have so much of this. I'm also not a big foundation person, right? I've been trying to have the cushion foundation thing from the M Cosmetics thing to be at like as lightweight, light coverage as possible. I do in fact hate living in the dumb place. It'd be different if it was just the bad place. It's the bad and dumb place that I can't fucking stand. We still have yet to finish our tea from earlier. The tea that is actually just mostly creamer at this point. I mean, come on. But I enjoy it all the same. Like this foundation also looks pretty cool, right? It's 3 drops of the whole face, hey. And it also looks like it gives it like a dewy finish too. Like see all here. I think this, and this stuff, their prime oil, that looks like Blood in a jar? Isn't that just so cool? I definitely want to try this. And like, what is this? This is their... I don't need hydration like that, but like... Oh god, I want to get this stuff too. It's just like a hydrating mist. But like, I need that. I think that is just the coolest thing possible. I don't even care if it doesn't do anything for my skin. I just kind of want it to just have it. So that's really cool. And then like look at where is yeah. What is it's like the gloss, I think? The shiny stuff. Oh, give me the shiny stuff. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like this stuff, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? Like the only like real multi-chrome thing that I have is this like Roxas color from the Guardians palette that we made for Merch Caprice 3 years ago. So this is like the only thing that I have, but I want like these. These aren't even really multi-chrome, they are just kind of shiny. But like that one's multi-chrome, that one's multi-chrome. God. I just want more cool things, and I don't want any of my old stuff. And I want to buy it all. But Ritual Defeat seems really, really fun. And I'm smelling so much of our Witch's Woods. It was so nice to be out wearing Witch's Woods while like the wind was all blowing around and the leaves outside. That was pretty cool. Okay. But now that we're back, what should we do? What should we do? I guess it's 5 o'clock. It's not really all that dark out. I wonder if we should get back into Goody when it's still, you know, kind of bright. Okay, but, you know, we could get into Goody at any time. Was that anything I was saying? Anything else I was saying? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, let's play Goody. Let's get into Goody. Actually, was there anything else I wanted to say? Oh, actually, let me look for, I want David Russell. David Russell was talking about the reviews for Tron Ares. Stop listening to myself. God, how embarrassing. Ooh, yes. Let's look at the Rotten Tomatoes for the... Oh, did I miss your thoughts on Spooperman? I did. Yeah, I did talk a little bit about it. So Spooperman pied at Spooperman. But what else is new, right? And like, of course, you know, the pro-Palestine stuff in it is amazing. Having a superhero to that like blatantly says on screen kindness is punk rock. That it was just like kind of amazing. No, it's just good. It's just a good thing. But my one major takeaway about that was that you know, I kind of likened it a little bit to in the Batman, right? The last Batman with who was it? Twilight. Robert Pattinson. as Batman. They both the Batman and the Superman movie. They kind of came. Let me pull up Tron Ares. They kind of came out with this same kind of thought about both Israel's genocide in Palestine and the gun violence epidemic in the United States. They seem like such insurmountable hardships that like we can't get over, that for some, like, the only ways that we can conceptualize getting ourselves out of these crises, these man-made crises that we have the ability to end whenever we want to, we would just need to, sanction Israel and pass gun control laws. Because at the end of the Batman essentially stops a mass shooting from happening, and that's like the major plot point, the major crime of the movie. And then in Superman, they essentially like stop an Israeli incursion into Palestine. And both of these problems are man-made problems. They are not like natural disasters that have to happen. Israel is not a natural disaster. Guns in the United States is not a natural disaster. And yet we just can't stop them so much that like we have to make a superhero movie where we make up a superhero who comes in and stops it. And that's really sad. 'Cause like a lot of people, if, as an American, it is like a very big fear of mine of being shot, of being in a mass shooting scenario. Or it's everybody's nightmare. And not only is it everybody's nightmare, it is a very real possibility for you. And like everyone would want to have like Batman be there to save you, so that you don't get shot. And it's so sad that those, like, stopping these man-made tragedies are so possible to be stopped right now, and yet we can only conceptualize them being stopped by literal superheroes, right? That was my major takeaway, and also that James Gunn just does too much eye horror for me. I would like to opt out of the eye horror, maybe if I possibly could, that was... Maybe if you could, we could not do so much of that. Just if possible. If possible, I would like Israel to not be committing a genocide in Palestine, and for my tax dollars to stop contributing to it. And if possible, I would also like my tax dollars to pay the salaries of a bunch of fucking idiots who will not protect me from guns. If possible. And also I would like James Gunn to not, like, always be poking an eye violently on screen. If possible, I would love to do that. I would love to sign up for that. Yeah. That's my thoughts on Spooperman in a very short way. But we were pulling up a Rotten Tomatoes of Tron Ares. That's what thank you for your claps. We want Rotten Tomatoes Tron Ares. I really liked it too. I'm glad. What did you like about Superman? I also really loved like the pacing and the way that the pacing and like how the movie was constructed, like it starts like with like the opening scroll of like 30 years ago, like Superman landed on the planet. 3 years ago, he announced himself to Superman as the world. 3 months ago, Lois and Clark started dating. 3 minutes ago, Superman like lost the fight for the first time. That's an amazing like opening scenario to like kind of put you like directly into the action and then you kind of build the story backwards. That was awesome. But you know, from one well-produced movie to an obviously bad one. I'm a comics guy, so see this side, characters being done accurately is also very cool to me. Yeah, like the one friend, who was he played by? That's a good actor too, for that role. Like the Jimmy Olsen, right? He was a pretty, Jimmy Olsen is, right. Yeah. Skylar Gizino? Gizino. Who have I seen him in? Licorice Pizza was a thing. Was he a kid from Night at the Museum? Why is Fokker-in-law? Why is this just a picture of Ariana Grande? I can't remember. What have I seen this actor in? Oh, he's been acting since he was a kid, huh? Who was he in the Spider-Man? But I definitely do like the actor that they got for Jimmy. I think he fit the role very, very good. That's cool. What was another like side character that? Who was he in Spider-Man? Was he like a friend here too? Is this just an actor that just like plays side characters in comic book adaptations? Whoops, I didn't mean to bookmark that. F. Where? Howard Stacy. Oh, I guess maybe he was like Gwen's brother somewhere. That's a different take on Jimmy too. He's never been a ladies' man, but Gunn made that work very well, right? How he's got everyone's like such a ladies' man, but he also like doesn't want to be. And like, yeah, that's also really good. That was also really good. I feel like I know this actor more than these projects I have not seen him in. Strange. Okay, anyway. From one very, very good movie in James Gunn's Superman, I also love saying James, I know his name is James Gunn, but Trixie Mattel once was making a reference to him, and instead just calls him James Gum instead of James Gunn. And I just think that's hilarious. So I always call him James Gum. The Green Lantern was done very good and actually looked like the comics, even down to the personality. That's good too, right? I grew up on the Justice League Cartoon Network show. So I am always pissed when they do like a Hal Jordan, or I don't think that was even a Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I am always pissed whenever they pick the Green Lantern who isn't Lantern. Oh god. Justice League. Yeah, whenever it's not a John Stewart Green Lantern, I'm always pissed. So, because this is what I grew up on. So, like, even though, like, I like the portrayal of... Was that supposed to be a Hal Jordan in the Superman movie? Or was that... Guy Gardner? Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I am talking much more often than I'm used to. But yes. Okay, so that was a Guy Gardner. I always Nita, and I've just forgotten his name again. Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is the Superman that you do, or is the Green Lantern that you do in any Green Lantern things, any Justice League things. I'm sorry, Hal Jordan is fucking boring. Guy Gardner is eclectic, I guess, in his own way, but like all of like the stories about like Jon Stewart in the Justice League show where he goes back to his old neighborhood and he's like I think this might be a little bit of propaganda. I think he was like a cop as is in like his like person thing before he got like enlisted into the Lantern Corps and stuff. The character is DC's third superhero of African ancestry. I mean, because I'm sorry. Like, Hal was only good and interesting when he's evil, unfortunately. Exactly. I don't fucking care about Hal. Stop giving me Hal or even Guy. I need Jon Stewart Green Lantern. That is the only Green Lantern I will accept. Right? I think he was like a cop though before he was enlisted in the Lantern Corps, so there's like a little bit of cop. Yeah, here it is. Stewart had good reasons because he was stopping a gunman from killing a police officer. Okay. Oh, Jon Stewart is an architect. Later retconned into a veteran, of the U.S. Marine from Detroit, Michigan, who was elected by the Gardens as a backup Green Lantern to then current Green Lantern Hal Jordan. After the previous... Okay. Alright. Sorry. But then this Green Lantern, he was always like such a like an authoritative presence like in the Justice League. Again, the Cartoon Network show is what most of my DC knowledge comes from. Oh no, wait. John Secar was cast as Jon Stewart in the DC Extended Universe director's cut of Justice League, but his role was ultimately cut from the film. Zack Snyder, when I get you. Zack Snyder, when I get you. Zack Snyder, when I get you. God, I can't get this tickle out of my throat. I think I might need to go refill my water. But, yes, Jon Stewart is the only Green Lantern we accept. He's just like, he's a caring and empathetic character. Hal Jordan is not. He does his service to the Lantern Corps and to Earth and to justice, like all over the universe. Joss was also partially to blame, probably. I mean, it's always good to blame Josh. All right, I'm gonna have to refill my water, and I'm so sorry. I need to I don't know. I need to go hack off camera or something. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. But anyway, that is our conclusion. If you're a Hal Jordan fan, fuck you. You don't exist. John Stewart, Green Lantern. Guy is, I guess, acceptable. Because he's a little, you know, kind of kooky. We back. As far as African American representation in the movie, I did like Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific was also, hey, you know, kind of terrific. Is he a Watchmen character? I feel like, is Watchmen in the DC universe? Will this just be a discussion about me just continuing on just forever about the Superman discussion? Let me look up Mr. Terrific a little. Michael Holt is a superhero in DC Comics, but Spectre. He was in Justice League? When? It is now after purchases. Because I remember this like mask thing, the T mask. Do you need to go under the? She always needs me to move to let her under the desk. Even though she can go in from the side, she doesn't understand that. I think I thought I saw screenshots of like that T mask in the I love the witch laugh. Oh my god. Wait. First appeared in Spectre. Was canceled alongside 5 other GSA. What is the Watchmen? Watchmen. The drama series. Oh, am I just really stupid and like confused her like painted on black mask with his like T? Girl T. Watchmen characters. Gag. I thought for sure I had seen like the T mask in this Watchmen show. Maybe I was just thinking of her like painted on eyes. Man, that seems really dumb. Yeah, might have been my fault. I think that was my fault. My bad. Anyway. Okay. The character was in Arrow before the movie. Oh, that might be. Okay. Mr. Terrific. Arrow. Okay. Yeah. Then I've definitely seen this before. Yes. Yeah. I think I kind of like the mold in the Superman's face because this has a very like Batman-y look with a bat brow. I just scratched my eye without thinking. Why does he have a corset on his nose? Yeah, I think that's a little silly. Yeah, his nose is definitely executed a lot better in Superman. Bigger DC guy, yeah. I think, yeah, I think I would have to say that too for myself. Cheap viewers. How about you cheap these nuts? Anyway. I think, like, because like I was saying, I definitely did grow up with more of the DC stuff, so I guess I am more of a DC person than a Marvel person. I've just been behind this cloud of the MCU, you know? And now that it's dead, who cares anymore? We can be free! We can be free! Yeah. I think DC characters definitely do have, I think they have more, like, depth. I don't know. I feel like Marvel characters do a lot more of just like military and like propaganda. Which, you know, transition into Tron Ares because it is 100%. If the trailers are anything to go off of, it's 100% just military propaganda. They Jurassic Worlded my boy. Why? Because they hate making good movies. Sorry about this cough. And I'm sorry if that's very bad for people. But, this is Rotten Tomatoes. Just like, talking about, so what some of the reviews are. The early reviews for Tron Ares. I think the premiere happened last night. I highly recommend watching the cutscenes from the Injustice game as a movie. Very interesting story there. Oh yeah, Injustice is cool. I love the background, the thing when you like bump up the person against the wall and then it like does the whole like, and of course the whatever like the overpower things there where it's like it becomes a whole like movie. And, like, every character has, like, their individual things. Like, Superman punches you into outer space and then back down into the ground and all that. And Justice is awesome. And also, it's one of those, it's an Elseworld story, yeah? I think is what they're called. Or is that, like, Red Sun and only that stuff? Injustice is an interesting timeline. Starts off very similarly to the Maxwell Lord thing when Wonder Woman has to snap his neck and like Superman just starts hallucinating that he gets like Lois just keeps cheating on him and that's like his main nightmare. No, don't cuck me. No, don't cuck me. That's a really silly one. I think Injustice is a little bit maybe better at that. But you know. But anyway, here are some reviews for Tron Ares, Rotten Tomatoes. Christopher Campbell, Tron Ares, first reviews, striking visuals, solid action, and a phenomenal soundtrack. Nothing about story though. Critics say the latest in the franchise is eye candy for fans, and the music of Nine Inch Nails is a highlight. But the story is a little undercooked. Let's see what they have to say. Prepare to enter the grid once again. Tron Ares opens in theaters this Friday, and the first reviews are out now. The second sequel to Disney's 1982 sci-fi cult classic arrives 15 years after the previous installment, Tron Legacy. Maybe, and here's a thought. I'm thinking real big right here, right? Maybe we stop making sequels 15 years later. If there was going to be a sequel, do it within 5 years of the last movie being made. Okay? Okay. Tron Legacy, which renewed interest in the franchise. Obviously not enough. You know what really renewed interest in the franchise? Kingdom Hearts motherfucking 2. That's what did it. Cite your source on this. Cite your source on this. Yeah, it's just a different timeline that intersects with the main line DC Justice. Oh, okay. It's not an Elseworld, but yes, okay. But yeah, Injustice is a cool thought experiment, you know. This time, programs from the digital realm enter the real world. With Jared Leto starting as the titular militarized AI, the franchise has always been more style than substance. Fair. And the action and visuals here will continue to delight fans, as will the original soundtrack by Nine Inch Nails. Here's what critics are saying about Tron Ares. Titular militarized AI. So Leto is Tron, but he's just been AI-ified. He's AI Tron. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because he's obviously not the real Tron, but a distorted amalgamation of idiots tempering with the perfect algorithm. Will Tron fans be happy with the latest sequel? No. Stop making my boy a weapon. Tron Ares lives up to the hype. This Tron franchise entry checks all the boxes of a legacy sequel, looping through past installments and setting up future ones. Oh god. Are we also on like a 10-year timeline for the Tron franchise also? Where they the next time they need to go stop a volcano from destroying all of the programs? Not my Rinsler. Hashtag not my Rinsler. It stands as a decent, heartfelt evolution of the Tron franchise. I'm finding this very hard to believe. The previous films have their fans, not enough to justify their budgets perhaps, but they're out there. It's hard to imagine any of those fans getting excited about the most generic Tron yet. Ooh. With Tron Ares, director, oh god, I've never seen this name before. Joachim Running has created a legacy threequel that will have even the most devoted Tron defenders regretting their decision to keep this franchise on life support. Ooh. How does it compare to the other Tron movies? Here we are with a new adventure that's better than its predecessor, which suggests there's more life in this IP yet. Okay. Hi, Elbow. How's it going? It doesn't take the big swings of 2010's Tron Legacy, but it honors both that film and the 82 original by finding a new spin on the idea of life inside a computer by putting the life inside the computer outside of the computer. Where Legacy dazzled with its neon spectacle and Daft Punk's pulsating score, Ares aims for something moodier and more human. One area in which the threequel matches or maybe even surpasses the other movies in the franchise is sonically. That's fun. Doing good. Happy hump day to all who celebrate. Hey, we're over here humping. You know what I mean? Are the special effects of the franchise still amazing? As you might expect, the third cinematic iteration of Tron is full of dazzling effects. It's an eye candy buffet of astonishing visual effects. The sun is beaming through the window, so one half of my face is lit while the other it refuses to, so unfortunately that's where we are. LOL. LOL. This kind of sounds like Legacy reviews back in the day, but then I remember critics say, great score from Daft Punk, not much from the story, at least that's what I remember. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like Legacy didn't have much to the story, period, but it wasn't like offensive in the way that parts of this setup seem to be. You know what I mean? Visually, the first two Tron films were incredibly groundbreaking in their own time. Tron Ares doesn't have that going for it, unfortunately, but the way it integrates grid components like light cycles and recognizers into the real world is undeniably awesome and gorgeous. The new, wider light light skimmers look amazing racing through real city streets. Oop, we're disconnected. Oop, hold. 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 Hold on. Are we getting back? Are we coming back? Where are we? Hold on. What's going on here? Why are we? What's going on? Oop. Okay. Oop. Are we coming back? Are we coming back? Okay. Refresh. We're back. We should be good. Should be good. Should be good. Are we back? How's everybody doing? Did you all hold each other's hands? Hold. Here we go. Hold. You're back. You're back. Cool. Okay. Wait, that was scary. Did everybody hold each other's hand? I hope it wasn't too scary. You were plunged into darkness. But we're back. We're back now. And that's all good. But yeah. There wasn't a lot of like story in Tron Legacy. But it again, like the story elements, the story decisions, they do not seem as like offensive as this setup seems to be. You know what I mean? I don't know why do you look at Tron and think I want to make him the most sophisticated AI super soldier? Unless that is like the major plot point in this story of like that's the evil and the corruption, and like the new Tron like fights against that because that's just not like in Tron's code. You know what I mean? That's not what he is a person. That's not in his heart. You know? But anyway. Visuals being awesome. While the sight of Ren-trimmed recognizer hovering towards MCOM coward is a bit as thrilling. Oh. What? I don't know what that is. The visual effects are competent, but it's hard not to notice that, given a nearly 15-year difference between releases, the film isn't any more enchanting to look at. Yeah. The effects aren't the novelty that they once were. I think that definitely is they're getting into this of like how the first two films were so revolutionary in their time for visual effects. They're like, there needed to be some major groundbreaking new way that like Ares was going to do its visual effects, and like you're not going to do that with AI because AI is going to make it look like shit and also be like ethically bad. And there's just not like a lot of new innovation for visual effects, you know? There's only so much that you could like push it. You know what I mean? Unless you're coming up with brand new technology that is not AI, where like, I don't know. I guess that's what they're trying to do with like bringing all of these like visual effects into real life things and like trying to do like the integration stuff super, super well. But like we've already kind of maxed out on how well we can do visual effects. You know what I mean? Unless you had a brand new technology that you were doing, Disney, that would make like the effects a major innovation, why even bother bringing this story back now, right? That is the thing. Like if you wanted to carry on the legacy of Tron, why are you not, if you've waited this long to do yet another sequel to it, why are you not waiting until you could do something massive with it? You know what I mean? There's just like, it feels like we're doing this for no reason. Are you even like making a comment about like how we use like military AI and stuff? I don't know. How does it look overall? Stunning, better to these eyes than any other effects-driven film this year. Coolest looking film of the year. The whole highlighter color scheme is unique enough to give the movie a look on its own. Watching the cycles trial deadly beams of light in their wake through the cityscape is a compelling sight, and running exploits this to the max. Same goes for the splendid black and red color scheme that runs through the entire film, neatly deployed by production designer Darren Guilford. Yeah. Well, we got one trapezoidal, like, triangle. I guess that's the integration. The aesthetics of the grid with its sleek angles and retro ideas of the future have always been the franchise's strong point. Ares misses out on that distinctiveness by going offline. And that's another good point. Someone behind the scenes thought the problem with Tron and Tron Legacy was that they were gorgeous. Don't worry. That era of Tron is done. Is over. Does it have great action sequences? The cool luminous glow that typically defines Tron action sequences is given room to shine through some very solid action filmmaking. Okay, that's good. The opening chase scene will have jaws scraping the floor. The set pieces are another big win for director. The action is cleanly staged and mostly coherent, but it never truly thrills. Yeah. How is Jared Leto's performance? Very well mapped out. Is that a good acting choice? Ares in the first scene is radically different from the Ares in the last scene, and we clearly see the transformation happen over the course of the movie. Leto is better than you might expect. I expect nothing, so. But perhaps he's mostly playing a blank... Perhaps because he's mostly playing a blank slate with little room for his usual assortments of odd tics. Leto does a good job making himself believable as a digital wonder. So he's robotic, wooden, flat. Perhaps it's perfect casting to choose Leto as an artificial intelligence devoid of emotion because his performance here offers little of it. The role demands flatness, and Leto delivers that with precision. Other standout in the cast, both compelling Lee and Greta Lee as Eve Kim, the current CEO of NCOM. Greta Lee is an extremely likable co-lead. Lee's progressive, high-minded tech CEO may be pure fantasy, but the actor gives the character a vitality and depth that transcends the razzle-dazzle. Yeah. Having a high-minded tech CEO, that's oxymoronic, you know? Progressive, high-minded. I don't think. Actually, I don't think. What I found works about Tron Ares is that the women in the film carry it in such a way that you're captivated by them. This might be like a 5-head move. Let's keep casting Jared Leto as not only the lead, but the only male character in every movie. And then all of the female parts will just be fantastic. Right? Thinking, always thinking, always thinking. Ares almost comes to life just once. When Evan Peters gets a smack in the face from Gillian Anderson playing his mum, an old-fashioned bit of analog reality. Oh, that's awesome. How is the score? Ooh. Thrilling and completely mind-melting. We know this. A clear standout remains the Nine Inch Nails score, which absolutely slaps over the booming IMAX speakers. The score is absolutely incredible and often makes each scene it's in better. It's a tidal wave of sound, crashing into Disney's film and soaking every frame. It is a sonic wonder, for which both Renzer and Ross deserve great praise. Ares has, in no uncertain terms, a freaking soundtrack. That's awesome. That's great. There's something cool about Nine Inch Nails and Tron together, but this electronica-driven score, which feels highly indebted to Radio's head Kid A at points, doesn't touch what Daft Punk achieved for Legacy. Still, it's atmospheric, energizing, and befits Ronning's heart-pumping action. I mean, it is hard to live up to Daft Punk. You know what I mean? Even though with the little clip that we saw earlier from the premiere of the movie, it looks like it sounded like they were sampling one track. The track that they were playing at the club in Legacy. So it's like it's pretty cool. Oh wait, I never checked my chin. Did I smudge my chin makeup earlier? Oh, that's pretty good. That's fine. I'm kind of just buying time until the sun goes a little bit away so we can play goody. Nine Inch Nails' score, which works well as a standalone listen, doesn't fully integrate into the world of Tron Ares. It feels more like background noise than the living, breathing entity Daft Punk's music became in 2010. Yeah, it's Nine Inch Nails, while awesome, it's still just not Daft Punk, you know? Again, and this is me, I guess, this is me talking about a movie that I haven't seen, but, you know, I'm a hater for much less. That's a problem. Okay, now here it is. Is there a problem with the script? The narrative has predictable assets, but smartly weaves a classic storyline into a thoughtful exploration of AI's potential. No, I don't think. A screenplay by Jussi Ugato occasionally buckles under the weight of its own ambition, but it's refreshing to see a big-budget sci-fi film wrestling sincerely with ideas of consciousness, AI, and human identity. The script references both Frankenstein and Pinocchio, offering a more pertinent exploration of those two archetypes. Offering a more pertinent exploration of those two archetypes than Guillermo del Toro's recent adaptations of both books. If only the film were more committed to Ares' existential journey. Okay, so that's just a Guillermo hater. That's all that is. Ares has no ideas. Instead, it has plot. Lots and lots of tedious plot. A simple story holds it back. It's the clunky script in the film's overall failure to realize any potential that holds Ares back. The blasé script never locks onto anything narratively compelling. The story's lack of emotional stakes only amplifies how fundamentally unfeeling the movie manages to be. Oh, a movie for the moment. Is it woke? Is it woke enough? It's hard not to think of a new Tron movie feels rather timely. Then again, with that inevitable trudge of technological progress, Tron has the benefit of always feeling timely. Okay, I don't know really what that sentence means. It's exactly the wrong time to release a Tron with nothing to say about the topic. Then again, it's always the wrong time to release a bad movie. Okay, yeah. Tron Ares, like many long-delayed Legacy sequels, has long since crossed the threshold of necessity. The franchise now looks about as urgently contemporary as a in-car CD player. Okay. Okay, so this character is obviously just like an app guy, and he's an app guy. So it's kind of sounding like there is the whole military thing isn't really there to be critiqued. And it's like, oh, AI, like artificial intelligence, will it like eventually become human? And it's like, but that's not like what AI is. And if we only ever expand technology to use it for like militant policing of all people, both foreign and domestic, like, you have to say something about that and how like bad that is, right? So it could be very timely. It could be like a movie that we really need to see. But like I have this feeling that it's not. They're just gonna say, hey, you know, like the Tron Ares, he's an AI soldier and he makes us so much money. Wouldn't that be so cool if like Tron was in the real world and he could do all of the military fighting for us? Anyway, it just seems kind of silly, don't you think? Okay. But let's get into Goody. Yeah, so we're closing this. All right. Let us get into Goody. Yeah, I'm gonna start.